Hey, I'm Joshua. Welcome to LangFontes. I'm going to give you a tour of the app here so you can use it most effectively to get to fluency in a foreign language. You'll notice the landing page here, which explains the method, also includes a YouTube video which goes a bit more into that. And when you're ready, you can sign up by simply clicking Get Started. You have two options for how you authenticate. One is simply via your email inbox. You enter an email here, and a link will be sent every time you need to log in. Alternatively, you can use a Google account. So in this case, I'm going to sign up using the magic link. And that's going to send a link to your email inbox. If you click on that, it's going to immediately log you in. No typing in any codes, just simply verifies that you own the email. Once you're signed in, we take you right through onboarding. Here you're going to first declare what your native language is. We try to detect this based off your browser settings, but if for whatever reason you're using a browser in a different language, you can simply change that here. In my case, English is indeed my native language. And now the more interesting part, you get to choose what language you'd like to learn. In this case, let's pick German. And now we're going to get a prompt asking us what are the things that we're interested in. One of the important things our platform's built off of is the ability to actually learn from content that genuinely interests you. Here, put down any interest you might have. In this case, say astronomy. And this is going to actually go out and search YouTube and build some lessons for you. Now, while that's happening, we're going to take you to a very special lesson, which is going to teach you how to learn a language while you're learning the language. You have two options here. You can use the guided listening, which is going to take you through the method that I use to listen to content and learn languages from it, or you can skip that. In this case, we're going to use this guided intro. So you notice everything's blurred out. That's not an accident. The very first step when you're learning from content is simply to listen. You notice there's audio controls down here, and there's also shortcuts for those exact same audio controls. I'm going to use the shortcuts, and I think you'll benefit a lot from them. When you end up playing and pausing and skipping quite a bit, this saves a lot of time. Of course, these are only available when you're using it on a desktop, not when you're using it from the mobile. So the very first step is just to play it and listen through to the end, picking up whatever you can from the sounds.
Willkommen, heute lernst du, wie man eine Sprache lernt. Es ist ganz einfach, du hörst zu, du liest und du verstehst. Hör erstmal einfach nur zu.
Okay, so now that we've listened all the way through it the first time, a lot of it's gibberish, don't worry about that. We're now going to actually connect the sounds with the text. So we're going to listen, this time reading, following along in the transcript.
Willkommen, heute lernst du, wie man eine Sprache lernt. Es ist ganz einfach, du hörst zu, du liest den Text.
And after you've gone through that, now what we want to do is map the actual sounds and the text to the meaning. So this translation on the right side is going to be opened up for you. And when you see a word you don't know, look it up. You can simply hover on a word to see its in-context translation. And once you've gone through all of that, you begin the process in reverse. The goal is to get to 80% understanding from the previous step. So what you would do is you would hide the translation on the right side. This descent will guide you through that. And you would try to understand at least 80% just listening and reading the transcript. Once you're comfortably above that threshold, then you go to the last step, which is to close your eyes and just by listening, try to get to at least 80% proficiency. Once you've gone through this first lesson, you can actually head over to the library. So here I'm going to exit guided mode and head over to the library. And we'll notice under my lessons, or in this case at the very top, we notice something that, if you're learning German, you may not know what this means, but has something to do with astronomy. Some lessons that were actually created for us based off of our prompt. But this is going to be the bread and butter of how you learn with LangFontes. It's getting real content out there on the internet, bringing it into the platform, and being able to consume it in a way that's efficient and enables you to explore content that otherwise would have been way too difficult when you're starting out. So in this case, we still have this guided listen option if we'd like to go through that. In this case, I'll use the guided listen, and we can listen through it.
Stellt euch mal vor, ihr werdet von einem Alien entführt und das will wissen, wo ihr wohnt. Da könnt ihr schlecht Stuttgart, Kaiserstraße.
Now, after you've gone through some of these initial lessons created, you're going to want to create lots of content all the time. And that's where this create lesson feature is going to help you out. You have quite a few options. One is you have the option here to use a prompt, simply describe what you're interested in, and again, we'll search for YouTube videos, you can preview those, pick the ones that you're interested in, and import those and learn from them. But you also have the option, if you already know a YouTube video, simply to supply the URL here. If you had text, let's say there was an article online that you wanted to work through, you could simply paste that text in here. We would generate the audio for you, and you'd be able to consume that with the text and the audio. And the same goes for if you only have audio. You can supply the audio file, that will be transcribed, and you'll have the audio and the text going through. So I'll demonstrate one more time what this flow looks like when you're creating content from a video. In this case, we'll pick another subject, let's say horse riding. And we want to find some videos on this subject. Now what's going to happen in the background is this prompt is going to be turned into search terms in the target language. As you learn the target language, you might be able to edit these or filter out certain ones which you know may not lead to exactly what you're looking for. But in this case, let's say these all look good. We want to run these searches. So this is going to search YouTube for videos matching these search terms. Once these results come back, you're going to be able to preview them and then select the ones you want and import them in. So we see some videos provided here that we can look at. We can preview them to see how we like the video, the audio as well. And once we've gone through previewing these, we can select whichever ones we want simply by clicking on them. You'll see these checks in the upper left of the lesson box, and we can add these to our library. That will kick off, again, the same process. It's going to add these in, import them, and you'll be able to consume them just like we did the ones that were created when we onboarded. And that's how you use the platform. It's focusing on finding content that interests you, not needing to stress about memorizing everything or studying the language like an algorithm. Simply follow the things that interest you. Be patient. You can only forget things so many times. Eventually words will stick. You'll see them in different contexts. And along the way, you'll get to enrich your mind from things that genuinely interest you as well. I personally found this is the most effective way to learn a language, and I wish you all the best with your language learning endeavors.